Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope you all had a wonderful day today. My name is Cool Vadis, and I'll be your guide and concierge to converting the schools of Sword World 2.0 Natural History of Dagnia into Sword World 2.5. We've already finished off with 3 regions. That would be Eularia, Zultz, and Feidan. And now we are going to be working on Dagnia. This is not a large section, so it might take some time, but hopefully we'll be able to finish it by tonight. So with that said, let us get started. Our first one, as you can see here, is already all set up. Exorcist, Martial Arts of Punishing Death. Oh, I need to get the title screen up first. Where is Natural History of Dagnia? I want its cover. There it is. Let's copy that image and we'll drag it right in. There is the book we'll be working on tonight. Slot it in right there. And then the first one, Exorcist, Martial Arts of Punishing Death. And then there is the image. Here we go, we'll slide that right there. Okay, so the Exorcist Martial Arts of Punishing Death. This one has a long history. So to get started, the founder of this school is unknown, but it is said that it got its form after the Diabolical Triumph. Before the Diabolical Triumph, Dagnia didn't have that many undead, and exorcists weren't needed as much. However, after the Danos Sea became controlled by Nosferatu and other Barbarous, after devastating battles in the Solchar Plains, central and eastern parts of the Dagnia region, they all became infested with undead. The undead caused enormous damage to many nations, especially the kingdom of La Lumeria, which had parts of the Solchar Plains and lost many of its city because of the undead. Exorcists became prominent at that point. They were a part of the recovery effort to return lost lands and bring peace to the people, and it is believed that this school was developed during those struggles and battles. This school specializes in fighting against the undead. It was created in times of much war and uses guns and healing magic to defeat the undead. The school is managed and operated by the Temple of Titan of the Kingdom of La Lumeria. However, the usual bright and free-spirited atmosphere of Titan Church is not present in the school part of it. Instead, it is filled with passion and fierceness. As long as you make a vow to destroy the undead, the doors of this school is open to everyone without restriction to the god you are worshipping. However, the training is extremely rigorous and there are many dropouts. There are many rumors of conjurers who are hired to create and make undead for students to fight and train with, but such are all just rumors. Originally, this school worked hand in hand with the Iron Wall style of Logan the Crusader school, but that is no longer the case. Alright, now we can go ahead and slot in the first of the school equipment, which would be Sunstones 124. See History of Dagnia, page 36. Stop there. Next is going to be Cure and Destroy. Required reputation is 20. It is, the basic form is Meta Magic Power Assurance, so it's a secret variant. And then equipment limit, none mentioned. So if it's a Meta Magic, that means it should be 10 seconds or 1 round. resistance of your divine magic healing spells with resistance negated become resistant half and be cost +1. So the reason for this is actually because, well, healing does damage to undead in this game. It's very similar to a lot of JRPG games where if you were to apply a healing spell or use a healing item on the undead zombie, it will deal damage to them. And that is what this is attempting to replicate. So where is that? Here. Copy that text over. Resistance of divine magic healing spells was resistance, that's the same, can be replaced with resistance half. Also, the MP cost of the spell is increased by 1 point. Due to the basic feat, you can activate this feat on the same turn as any other metamagic combat feat. In this case, increased. This needs to use the same language as the other one. Last time we had similar language of a basic feat utilizing this metamagic. Where is it? There it is. Nope, that's not it. Where it is? Prior. Wasn't Eularia, wasn't it? Maybe not Eularia. Let's check Zalt's. Bird Anchor. That's the one. So we can replace this text. And the secret may be declared at the same time as any other metamagic combat feat. Other than metamagic power assurance and its variants. All right, we've got that completed. This is an non-IB Ignis Blaze, non-Ignis Blaze. We do want the Ignis Blaze version. That is number 1 done. Moving on to energy and strike. Requires 20. It's a mana strike. Secret variant. Melee weapon is required. It's 1 melee attack. Where is Mana Strike? What was the original version? Here it is. Normally it requires the use of one wizard type class application, 1 melee attack, and the risk is fortitude and willpower -2. Now, how does that get converted? Changes extra damage from Mana Strike to HP recovery and adds magic power of divine magic to it. Evasion, fortitude, and willpower. Fortitude and willpower -1. this secret functions the same as Mana Strike. We don't need all this extra text. Let's rewrite this. Except oh, this requires using priest skill. So priest class. Except the user must utilize the magic power of their priest class. The extra damage becomes HP recovery, which is a weak point for the undead. Yeah, because normally what happens with Mana Strike is that you add your magic power as a physical damage to your attack, but this converts it to magic damage, specifically HP recovery damage, and that only works for undead. This is essentially, if you're trying to defeat something, it's essentially useless unless they're undead. Because if you were to use this on anything else that can be healed, you would damage them first, and then you would heal them, which you typically don't really want to do. So we put on the undead. Additionally, the user's evasion, fortitude, and willpower check is reduced, receives a penalty of -1. We don't need this anymore. Wait a minute. That is, you can add your magic power to your melee damage. Don't need that. We don't need this. This secret is used on those who have HP recovery as a weak point and will not heal others. Oh, okay. And does not heal others. If used on targets without such a weak points, this secret will only deal the original weapon damage with no extra damage. Additional extra damage. Next, sense and punish is the next feature. Next secret. Sense and punish. It's 30, it costs 30 to join. This is unique type. No prerequisite. No melee weapon required. Does it require priest class? Doesn't seem like it. Nothing there yet. No risk yet. Effect. Add a weak point to an undead target. When using this combat feat, the user can target one character or section. The effect of this secret will occur as long as the target is an undead and you know the weak point of the targets through monster knowledge. Choose through a monster knowledge check. Choose any one of the following weak points to add to the target. Accuracy +1, physical damage +2, or magic damage +2. At the targets. Choose any one of the following weak points to add to the targets. Choose any one of the following weak points the target does not already have. We can leave it as so. I don't really like how it looks, but it's fine. This effect does not extend to anyone other than you. This effect, only the user can take advantage of this new weak point. On the other hand, if you know combat, if the user has learned weakness exploit and discovered the weak point target's original weak point through a monster knowledge check, the weak point added by this secret will be doubled. What is weakness exploit again? Is that even a thing? Maybe it's a sage thing? Sage. Weakness exploit is a sage ability. If the master performs a monster knowledge check with the sage class and obtains success greater than or equal, double the weakness. I see. It's kind of iffy language. Let me just highlight that for later. However, it's clear that the weakness exploit will apply to the original weak point. Alright, now changes. The risk of this one here is fortitude and willpower -2, which is equivalent to the original. So we can remove all that. And the application of this one is 10 seconds, 1 round. Is it a unique declared type, or is it passive? It doesn't mention that this would be a passive, so I suppose it's a declared type. Doesn't seem so great. I feel like this one is Sense and Punish is only going to be great if you already have Sage and Weakness Exploit. Because there are other ways to get accuracy +1 to the target. And only the user can take advantage of it too. If it was a passive ability that lasted for 10 seconds, okay, that's fine. But otherwise, like this, doesn't seem so great. Alright, with that we are done with this school. Time to move on to the next. Next school is Dalbin Downward Flow Combat Strike, or Style. We'll move this image down here now. Our next image, a bit spicy. Don't look too closely. Okay, now what is this one? This combat style, the Dalbin downward flow combat style. Scroll down a bit. Spread from the southern part of the Dagnia region. The founder of this combat style is Dalbin, a male dwarf raised by beasts. Wait a minute, this sounds familiar. Are you sure this doesn't already exist in 2.5? It doesn't. Dalbin was abandoned in the Thread Forest as a baby and was raised by the Ardennes Forest wolves. He lived and hunted with wolves. When Dalbin was discovered by humanoid hunters, he moved with his hands and legs just like wolves. Unlike them, Dalbin didn't have claws or a strong jaw, so he used stone weapons that weren't anything the hunters had seen before. Rumors began to spread about humanoids hunting with wolves, and people became curious and protective of Dalbin. It took some time, but Dalbin gradually learned the language and blended into humanoid society. Still, from time to time, Dalbin went to the Thread Forest to spend time with his former family. About 150 years ago, Dalbin's peaceful life was put into danger. A group of barbarians invaded the southern part of the Dagnia region. Dalbin pleaded to the humanoids for help in defending the forest. With the combined forces of humanoid and beasts, the barbarians were repelled, and the humanoids witnessed Dalbin's beastly battle style during the battle and were amazed by it. Some of them begged Dalbin to teach them this combat style. Dalbin only taught a few humanoids and eventually left the humanoid society and returned completely to the forest. But his combat style remained with his disciples. Dalbin's tricks were refined as secrets, for equipment used by him was refined and completed as school equipment. In a sense, his disciples, and not Dalbin himself, created this school, but his name remains in the school's name rather than his disciples. That's a very roundabout way to describe all. Dalbin's downward flow combat style uses two types of one-handed hatchets that are easy to handle even when prone. But also, their accessory firmly protects the head. Yet the Syphilia Circlet, which is made from the hide of the Ardennes Forest wolves, which is an atrocity for the school. Students do not wear it, but... what? Oh, that's a different sentence. The Syphilia Circlet, which is made from the hide of Ardennes Forest wolves, is an atrocity for the school, and the students refuse to wear it, but they do not blame others for using it. Let's see. So this school has 3 items. It has light ambush sickle, heavy ambush sickle, and Dalbin's head guard. See page 35 and page 37. Note all school secrets can only be used if the user is prone. Copy and that's fine. It's impossible to stand up and fall prone on the same turn. The character also cannot wield shields while using these secrets. The first technique requires 30 repetition. It is called prone technique. Hide in the grass. It is an aimed attack 1 secret variant. No prerequisite. Requires one-handed melee weapon without a shield. Use non-application. Probably 1 melee attack. risk. Nothing yet. Alright. Nope, that did not copy. While prone, your accuracy gets a +3 and your evasion gets a +1. In addition, you do receive the prone penalty, so you have a -2 penalty to all your action checks. Okay, so you're prone at when the user is hit by prone, they receive a -2 penalty as per prone. I need to look at the original language. What page was on? Game rules, skill check penalties. Bonuses and penalties. Yeah. That's normal. Then their accuracy increases by +3 and then they receive an accuracy bonus of +3 points, of 3 points, and their evasion check receives and a +1 bonus to their evasion checks until the start of their next turn. Or C4 rulebook 1, page 97. Then they receive an accuracy bonus, a plus of 3 points. Receive a +3 accuracy bonus and a +1 bonus. An evasion bonus. Which means we can remove this text. Therefore, the user receives a total bonus of accuracy +1 and a penalty of evasion -1. We can probably put that into the risk. Prone. Action checks -1, -2. That is technically the risk. Next, prone technique. Why did I say prime? It should be prone. Prone technique. Leap frog. Not frog. This is a 20 feet. Aimed attack 1 is the basic, requires lethal strike. 1. Still the same equipment limit. Location I'd say is 1 melee attack. Does it have to be melee though? Aimed attack, that can be used at ranged too, right? Yeah, I'm right. It's one weapon attack. Prone technique, leapfrog. While prone, accuracy +3, total +1, evasion +1, total -1. Then you have a critical threshold of -1. That's incorrect when you change this. Power table roll +1. Pretty sure that'll be power table -1 or +1. Let's finish updating this first. There we go. Your accuracy increases by +3, evasion increases by +1, crit threshold reduced by 1, defense reduced by 4, crit threshold can be reduced to 7, defense cannot be reduced to less than 0. Then there's the prone penalties. There's probably quite a lot to update here. This one is... oh. This becomes a 10 seconds, 1 round. So if you make multiple attacks, you can use this for multiple attacks. This one is also 10 seconds. As expected, critical threshold -1 becomes power table roll +1. Okay, let's update this as well. The user drops prone, receives prone, still receive a -2 penalty of -2. Just prone and receives +3 accuracy bonus and a +1 evasion bonus until the start of their next turn. They will also receive an action penalty of -2. There we go. When the user, when this secret is used while the user is prone, they receive, there we go. When the secrets, let's use the same language. When the secret is used while the user is prone, they receive a +3 accuracy bonus and a +1 evasion bonus until the start of their next turn. In addition, their their power table roll, let's copy that language. When determining the physical, that's for a crit threshold. In addition, the user's defense is reduced by 4 points. So action checks -2, defense -4. To a minimum of 0. Copy the text from before. Why do we need the second part? Maybe, maybe not. So I can put an upper feats for this as well. This would be upper leapfrog 1. Okay. So all of them still use aimed attack 1 as their basic feat. But they have a different prerequisite. Our reputation is 30. This one is 50. Defense reduced by -2. What's Lethal Strike 3? Does it still have a risk on Lethal Strike 3? There is no risk on Lethal Strike 3. Oh no, still has a -2 penalty, -2 defense penalty. Let's copy some of this text from before. How did I write it last time? And get rid of most of this text here. The secret has the same effect as prone technique. Leapfrog 1. Why do I keep writing leapfrog? Except the defense penalty is reduced to -2. I think that's the only change. This secret can be used with Lethal Strike 1, 2, 3. Or secrets that use Lethal Strike 1 to 3 as a basic feat or as a requirement. Okay, that's fine. We can copy this one as well. 3, 2, sorry. This requires Lethal Strike 2 as well as Prone Technique, Leapfrog. Defense is still reduced by 2. However, except when a critical occurs, and gains the effect of ignoring critical resistance, defense is not reduced. Huh? Ah, okay, so it loses the defense minus penalty. Except the users does not receive a -2 penalty to their, does not receive any penalty to their defense and gains the effect of ignoring critical resistance. There we go. That's pretty good, because normally Lethal Strike is for one attack, but this applies it for the entire round. Pretty good, actually. Alright, let's move on to the next one. I might be able to combine these three later. Our next school. Oh wait, no, I didn't finish the last one. Still one more technique. Leapfrog becomes heel crushing. Heel crushing. Shouldn't be heel crusher. Still an aimed attack. Or strike 1. That's still the same. Heel crusher, it's still 10 seconds. Pretty nice. That's while prone, accuracy +3, total +1, evasion +1, total -1, damage +3. Get the prone, you get the bonuses, and then damage +3. Let's copy the prior language. When this secret is used while the user is prone, they receive an +3 accuracy bonus and a +1 evasion bonus until the start of their next turn. A +1 evasion bonus and a +3 melee damage bonus until the start of their next turn. Dang! A +3 melee damage bonus until the start of the next turn. You would think that it applies to only the first attack, but no, this is everything. Jeez. However, if you're prone, let's just copy that text. This secret cannot be used with Power Strike 1, 2, 3, 4, secrets that use Power Strike 1 to 3 as a basic feat or as a requirement. Prerequisite. Let's use that instead. Use common language. This secret can be used with Lethal Strike or secrets that use Lethal Strike. What did I write earlier? The secret may not be declared at the same time as any other. And not be declared at the same time as Lethal Strike 1 to 3. Or other combat feats. Use the Lethal Strike. Let's keep it as basic feat because there are some secrets that use Lethal Strike as a prerequisite, but they are not a variant. With Lethal Strike, it's variants. Or other secrets that use other secrets that list as a prerequisite. This secret cannot be used with Lethal Strike 1, 2, 3, its secrets, variants, or any other secret. The secret cannot be used with Lethal Strike 1, 2, 3, its variants, or any other secret that lists Lethal Strike as a prerequisite. There we go. This one becomes Power Strike. Alright, now we can move on to the next one. Architectural Community of Fort Worth Kunst. Huh, that's an interesting name. What do we have here? Move this image down. Because we have a new one here. Alright, the Werkunst Engineers is a well-known epic in the Dagnia region alongside the Light of Bernard. They are all about the battles of the diabolical triumph. However, they are different in substance. The Light of Barnard sings about Barnard, a big city tragic drama at the time of the Magitech civilization period, from the viewpoints of 7 different characters, with an epic conclusion and romantic plot lines. Unfortunately, all the characters die in it. In contrast, the Werkunst Engineers epic tells the story of brave men who fought bravely with barbarous. It is staged in the Werkansk fort and was built in the eastern part of the Lefosria Federation. The fort was a cornerstone of the defense against the barbarous and sustained many sieges during the Diabolical Triumph. Werkansk increased its operations and scale during repeated battles with the barbarous. Architects and carpenters who lived in Werkansk rebuilt and extended the fort's function in response to the military needs. Surprisingly, carpenters were at the forefront of many battles with the barbarous. The carpenter's tool Lion's Fury was used with remarkable efficiency during combat. But not everything is clear about the Werkansk engineers. The epic describes the fort as it existed, but this existence is disputed. Both epics were created in the last 100 years. The Light of Bernard was based on the discovery and research of the Bernard city ruins, and the Werkansk engineers was created following the popularity of the Light of Bernard. The eastern part of the Lefosria Federation was the first to be overrun by barbars during the Diabolical Triumph, and its unbreakable line of defense seems to be complete fiction. However, it is also true that this is a popular work, and the existence of architectural community of Fort Werkansk proves that fact. Initially, it was a group of hobbyists trying to reenact the story, but soon many Magitech specialists of high-skilled warriors joined them. They started to develop unique weapons and techniques that could replicate the story. The architectural community of Fort Werkansk has a dojo or a research institute, as some call it, in Bernard and actively recruit beginners. This school is a school for LARPers, live action role players. It's like the equivalent of watching Naruto and learning how to use the Sharingan and all the jutsus just because you love the series that much. What? They liked it so much that they made it a real thing. Oh my goodness, this is a LARPing school. Now isn't that funny? But they do have school equipment. They have quite a lot actually. They have Warhammer, Sledgehammer, Sledge Fortress, Stronghold, and Bomber Cartridge. Cartridge. See page 35, 36, and 37. Bomber Cartridge. Sounds interesting. Its first secret, low impact, plus 20 reputation, power strike 1, secret variant, no prerequisite, requires a sledgehammer or sledge fortress, use none mentioned. It's probably one melee attack, as its application risk none mentioned yet. Let's copy its original text first. Damage plus 4, critical threshold versus structures -1, and 1 bomber cartridge is used. To use this secret, a sledgehammer or sledge fortress must be charged with bomber cartridge, which will be used on use. Okay, that's kind of roundabout language. Your melee damage is increased by +4. Unlike the basic feat, your evasion will not change. Critical threshold versus structures is decreased by 1 to a minimum of 7. Note about cover applies, so we don't change the critical threshold. That's fun. Because it's not like lethal strike. Got it. Let's rewrite this language a bit. To use this secret, a sledge hammer or sledge fortress must be charged with bomber cartridge, which is expended upon use. What is a bomber cartridge? Bomber cartridge. Basically, attach this to other school equipment to enable the use of its secret. That's it. Where are his other items? Here it is. This cartridge can be in two states, charged and empty. It must be charged before the secrets can be used. Must be charged, must be equipped, must be equipped, must be attached with a bomber cartridge. The charged bomber cartridge. The charge is expended upon use. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. To use the secret of Sledgehammer or Sledge Fortress must be attached with the charged bomber cartridge. The charge is expended upon use. Your melee damage is increased by +4, unlike the basic feat. The user, excuse me, I had a bit of hiccup there. The user's melee damage is increased by +4 by 4 points. And unlike the basic feat, the user does not receive a evasion penalty. The user's critical threshold versus structures is increased by 1. To a minimum of 8. The user's critical threshold versus structures is decreased by -1 by 1 point to a minimum of 8. That makes sense to me. Less to say, the better. It does have upper feats, so blow impact 1. We can put them all in here. Where's the marker? Why can't I draw it white? That's fine. Insert row below, insert row below. Merge all these. Merge all these. Merge all these. It's acquired power strike variant 1, 2, and 3. 2 and 3. Low impact 1, and then blow impact 2. These are all the same equipment limit. Damage plus 4, 12, 20. And then 1, 2, 3 armor cartridges used. Alright, how should I format this? Let's compare to the previous features. When blow impact 2 is used, the melee damage increase is 12 points and requires 2 charged bomber cartridges to be used. Let's copy that text. When blow impact 3 is used, melee damage increased by 20 points. Requires 3 charged bomber cartridges to be used. How many can you equip at a time? Let us take a look at some of those special items. Let's see, up to 3 cartridges can be charged. Yeah, up to 3 can be put onto your weapon. Now seriously, how do I make this white? That's not it. That's not it either. I just want to draw over it. That's not it. How come I cannot make this table white? Table properties, borders and shading. I'll fix it later. Right, next, where was I? Next is guard impact. Guard impact. Requires 20. I forgot to change the reputation cost. 50. Oh, does this also have upper feats? It also has upper feats. Okay. In that case. Copy that. And we can make this guard impact. Not yard. Guard impact. 1, 2, and 3. 20, 30, 50 is the reputation. This is cover 1 secret variant, cover 2, and cover 3. Guard impact 1, guard impact 2 prerequisite. Same equipment limit. it's a counterattack thing. 10 seconds or 1 round. You defend nearby allies by blocking attacks and dealing 1d6 of magic bludgeoning damage to the attacker. 1 bomber cartridge is used. Oh, I used something like this in one of my homebrews as well. It was my homebrew for the gun lance actually. Maybe I should use this as an inspiration for that and update it. Works the same as cover 1. This secret has the same effect as cover 1. But when the user is targeted, by an enemy attack, wow. It's equipped with a charged bomber cartridge. Weapon is, oh wait, what does that say earlier? Here, just copy that. Okay. Is a secret, a sledgehammer or sledge fortress must be attached with a charged bomber cartridge. The charge is expended upon use. This secret has the same effect as cover 1, but when the user is targeted by an enemy attack, the user can immediately deal 1d of magic bludgeoning damage to the attacker. If you are attacked multiple times with Iron Wall or Guardian, you can trigger this effect for each attacker by using 1 bomber cartridge. Something's throwing me off about this. The user can immediately deal. Does it apply after or before you receive the damage? I think it should be after receive the damage. But after attacker's damage is applied to the user can deal after attacker's damage is applied to the user, the attacker receives by expending a charged bomber cartridge. If the user is attacked, they can trigger this effect for each attacker by using 1 bomber cartridge. And these are all now, they all be set up as for cover in preparation phase. I need that triangle. Forward and back, 1, 2, 3. No major changes. And guard impact 2 and in guard impact 3. Damage is increased to 1d6 plus 2. Damage is increased to 2. It's 2d points. That could potentially be weaker. Guard impact 3, you could potentially deal a minimum of 2 points of damage, which is less than guard impact 2, which is potentially 3 points of damage minimum. I want to put in to a minimum of 4. I really want to do that, but that would be my own personal homebrew for that. There's no point. Guard impact 3 is not a good feat because you are guaranteed better damage minimum from guard impact 2, and you would still have 1 charge left in your weapon for an attack. But yes, you could potentially do a lot more with guard impact 3, up to a maximum of 12 magic damage, which is quite a lot. 12 is a huge increase over a d6 plus 2, which is a maximum of 8. This is a greater range. You could actually roll pretty badly. Honestly, I would prefer this to be 1d plus 4 instead. That's just me though. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's cover. Let me double check something here. Cover. Where is cover? Where is the change of cover 3? There is no cover 3. In which case, cover 3 no longer exists, which is great because I didn't think it was that great either. Or the version of this for guard impact 3 wasn't that great. The last one is level impact. Does have an upper. One, two. Actually, no, it only has 2. This 1, 2, 20, and this one is 30 cost. Wait a minute. Delete this line. But delete this line. Why is that line still there? Oh, it's gone now. Never mind. This one becomes level impact. What? Level impact 1. Why are you downcased? Level impact 2, which means you are lowercase down here. Let's fix that. Oh, you're wrong on all three of them. Alright, level impact requires a cleave 1 secret variant. This is cleave 2 secret variant. Level impact 1 requires sledge fortress, specifically sledge fortress. It's 1 melee attack. Make up to 3 melee attacks at the same time with damage -3. Targets will have a penalty of evadance 1. Damage type is earth. 2 bomber cartridges are used. 2 charged bomber cartridges. Charges are expended upon use. New description. The user can attack up to 3 targets in the same skirmish. Only 1 axe check is required. Damage is calculated individually, but is considered earth type, and extra damage is reduced by -3. On hit, the target's evasion will decrease by the unhit target will receive a -1 penalty to their evasion check until the start of the user's next turn. When level impact 2 is used, the damage is user may attack up to 5 targets in the same skirmish. I want you to make each individual accuracy check. How does cleave 2 work again? Oh, I see. That's only for non-Ignis Blaze. But we are working with after Ignis Blaze, so which means the user may attack up to 5 targets in the same skirmish, and there is no reduction in damage. Reduction in damage. There we go. Finally, we're moving on to the next one. Let's copy this one up here instead. The next one is the essence of Born's excelling swiftness. Not swiftness, swiftness. That's a long name. There. That's a large image. Catch it all in one try. Alright. Born's excelling swiftness. Born with... Jeez, this person's clothing. Oh, good thing I downsized that. Alright, Born Swift was a famous gladiator of Bernard's arena. His fighting style focused on evasion and prolongation of matches. Though it was a very unusual style of fighting for an arena, it attracted many spectators. Born gained popularity due to his beautiful movements and ability to dodge in the last second. The audience kept waiting, hoping that one day he would make a mistake and suffer a devastating blow to his slender body. He fought in more than 100 matches as a slave gladiator and is said to have been defeated only once. His overwhelming record is still discussed, but not many official documents are left. Born was so strong that he could not win by betting any money in general matches, so guardians of the Home of Heroes invited Born to special matches in order to earn money. Born was hardly injured or exhausted in the battles and could do many general matches back to back, which led to suspicions. He had a legend about 99 consecutive wins and 168 battles with only one loss, which are probably excessive numbers, but not completely imaginary or fictional. Having long since earned the right to leave the arena as a free man, Born quickly left the Republic of Bernard, but he hasn't left much writing by himself, making him a bit of a mystery hero. So why does the school's name mention such a legendary gladiator? The founder, Murat Heinz, was also a gladiator and is said to have fought Born. He created a school that claims the school's techniques and secrets were learned directly after battles with Born and his instructions. Their battle is not officially recorded, and no witnesses remember it. Murat Heinz has already died, and Born's whereabouts remain unknown, so the truth about the creation of the school remains unclear. However, the school's secrets indeed recreate Born's legendary skills. So we have no idea whether this is actually his school or not, or whether you're actually using it properly. It does recreate his skills, but it may not be accurate. Well, let's start. Alright, Born has no special equipment. He had no reason to create or use specific equipment. He favored his sword fighting skills and could not use or own different equipments as a slave gladiator. Born's quick exit. Reputation 20 cost. It's aimed attack 1 variant. Requires a melee weapon. As equipment, 1 weapon attack. Accuracy +1, evasion 1d +3, frenzy gauge when evasion was successful. Now that's new. Alright, what changes need to be made here? This secret should not be affected by aim attack 2 or 3, so no upper secrets. 2.5 changes. Wait, what? This secret should not be affected by aim attack 2 and 3 2.5 changes. And still receive its disadvantages for the evasion check while increasing accuracy. The treatment of frenzy gauge may be used as it is in excitement points in the arena of this book. Oh, I have to read that section? I have to review that section then. We'll come back to this later then. Next one is Born's Divine Control. This requires 20 cost. It's a lethal strike variant. Requisite uses dodge, melee weapon, 1 weapon attack. When you succeed on the evasion check, check. I need to read the entire thing here. Parse. Okay. When the effect of the secret is in effect until the end of your next turn. The end of your next turn? Your evasion is decreased by 2 until the start of your next turn. And if you succeed on the evasion check record, how much your result exceeded the success value. What? If there are multiple successes, record only the highest difference. Don't record if the difference was 0. If you hit on your next attack with a melee attack, add the record number to the first 2D roll on the power table. The result is 12 or more. Oh, I see. Or if the result is 2 ones, the recorded number cannot change automatic failures. Recorded number cannot be applied to the second or the first melee attack hit. If you succeed on the evasion check with an automatic success, you can make your first melee hit power table roll as a 12. Ah, I get it. I get it now. Okay. Evasion -2. Add the difference between full evasion check to your next power table roll. Add the difference between successful evasion between successful evasion check and TN to your next roll. To the next power table roll. End of the user's next turn. The user's evasion is decreased. Receives a -2 penalty until the start of their next turn. When they when the user makes an succeed on an evasion check. How is dodge written? The user of this feat. Note the difference. Should note the difference between. Wait, how did. What was it? Blade skirt. I need to look up blade skirt. Blade skirt probably has the text I need. Okay. Alright, that's the text I need. Okay. The user of this feat secret should note the difference between their successful evasion check against enemy melee attacks during this round. If there are multiple successes, record only the highest difference. To a minimum of 1. No. Only the highest difference. If the evasion check was 0, if the difference was 0, no note is made if the difference was 0. We don't really need to mention 0, because if the difference is 0, it's nothing. Let's see here. The user's next turn, when the user attacks with a melee attack on their next turn, their power table roll is increased by an amount equal to the previously noted difference between their evasion check and the enemy melee attack. If this results in a power table roll the power table roll cannot exceed 12. However, if the power table roll is an automatic failure, the power table roll attack is still treated as an automatic failure. This record number cannot be applied to the second or wait, what? This recorded number cannot be applied to the what? Oh, I see. On the first, if their melee attack damages multiple targets, only one target is determined by the master gains this effect. Pop this, I want that. Delete that. Delete that. For their next turn. Water check. When the user attacks with a melee attack on their turn, their power table roll is increased by an amount equal to the previously noted difference between their evasion check and the enemy's melee attack. The power table roll cannot exceed 12. However, if the power table roll is an automatic failure, the attack is still treated as an automatic failure. If the user's first melee attack damages multiple targets, only one target determined by the user gains this effect. If the user makes a second or later melee attack on their turn, they do not gain this effect. Result is 2 1s. Attacks. Their first power table roll is oh no, not their first power table roll. On the user's first melee attack on their turn, their power table on the user's first melee attack. There we go. That's a better language. This recorded number cannot be applied to the second or the first melee hit, even on a critical hit. I already got the first part, only applies to the first attack. If the user succeeded on and rolled an automatic success on an evasion check, they can use to make their first melee attacks power table roll an automatic 12. This secret requires a dodge combat feat, but does not require a shield to use this secret. May choose to make the first. Does not require a shield to use this secret. How can I make it stack? The effects of this. If the user has a shield equipped, the effects of dodge and this secret can be combined. There we go. Okay, that's some lengthy rewriting actually. Before the next turn. This was actually a concept of rewriting. I'm gonna highlight that. I need to make a note of it. Difference later. Wow, that yellow is so bright. Ow! Why did I do this to myself? There's upper and secrets for this? Oh my goodness. This one is 0. Oh, never goes down to a 0. Insert below. Insert below. That's too many. Let's make this different color so I'm not blinding myself. They're also bright. Fine, we'll just keep it yellow. Control 2 and 3. This one is 30, this one is 50. need? This here? No. This here. No, I don't want to retype it all. Split cell into 3 rows. Split cell into 3 rows once more. Strike 2 and 3 variant. This one requires Borns, Divine, Control 1, 2, 1 melee attack, 1 -1. When the level impact, no, not level impact. When Born's Divine Control 2 is used, the evasion penalty is reduced to -1. When Born's Divine Control 3 is used, the evasion penalty is still -1, but lethal strike. Lethal strike, lethal strike 3. But the target's critical immunity and critical threshold modification abilities are all ignored. There we go. Successful. And TN to the next. Action check. Add the difference between evasion check, successful evasion, and enemy attack. Accuracy to the next power. Table roll. Okay, I think that's good. Right, Born's quick exit, and then we have Born's evasive dance. 30 reputation. This is declared type. No prerequisite. No equipment limit. None there. An evasion check can be performed on counter on a successful frenzy. On success frenzy +1, -1 third time or later. Alright, Born was defeated at the arena. Born's defeat at the arena was partly due to a counter during Born's attack. The secret is said to have been devised by Born because of his defeat and enables immediate evasion checks against counterattacks. Use the secret on your turn. Suppose the accuracy check of your attack exceeds accuracy check of counter or similar effect. In that case, you can try to make an evasion check against it. On a success, the counterattack misses. However, your initial attack that triggered counter is still treated as a failure. I see. So you make an attack, then the enemy counters. Normally that would be an automatic hit. This allows you to then make an evasion check on that. If you're using defensive fumble, this evasion check can also trigger a fumble. The effect of this secret does not extend the band. What? If you use the secret in combat in the arena, frenzy gauge will increase by 1 when you avoid the first counter. However, the second success does not increase frenzy gauge, and every third and subsequent success will decrease it by -1 as it prolongs the game and makes it boring. What changes are needed here? Application is 1 melee attack. Ignore the defensive fumble. Does not generate minus afterwards. Okay, let's rewrite this. Born's defeat at the arena was purely due to a counter during This secret is said to have been devised by Born because of his defeat and enables the user to make evasion checks against counterattacks. This secret is used on the user's turn. When an opponent uses counter on the user, instead of odd and exceeds, and when an opponent's accuracy on using counter exceeds the user's original attack, accuracy check, the secret user can still make another evasion check against that new accuracy check. On success, the counter attack misses. The user's when you exceeds the user's initial accuracy check, the user's initial accuracy check is still treated as a failure. So you attack, they counter, they're about to hit you, you can still make an evasion check. The effects of this secret does not extend the bandit counter in alchemical works. I don't think that's a thing. Delete that. We'll come back to this to read about the frenzy gauge. This will probably change. Alright, 2 more secrets left. Wait a minute, is there uppers? Please tell me there's no uppers on this. No uppers, okay. New page. The next one. Bernard? He has another one? Bernard's School of Heroes. Divine Sword Style. Oh, I have to read more about the frenzy gauge and excitement points. Let's move this down to the bottom. Alright, next image coming up. Go. Little dragon there. Rising uppercut of some sort. Alright, Bernard's School of Heroes, Divine Sword Style. In the famous book, The Genealogy of the Swordmanship, by the historian Marketa Bena of the Magtec Civilization period, it was recorded that there was a swordsman named Denisa Gramantine Rastobiska, that's a long name, in the middle of the Magic Civilization period. According to the book, Denisa was a female shadow, that should be capitalized, from the area of modern Bernard, and from an early age, she participated in various Wizard King battles as a mercenary and led a group of them. The largest and last of these battles was in the southeastern part of the Degnia region. The battle was with the mighty Troll King Mumut-Sader. Denisa is said to have created the Rastobiska Divine Sword Style. Rastobiska Divine Sword Style in this battle with this strong adversary. This sword style, created by Denisa, is said to have the power to cut the flow of the Istan River in two, and the power to defeat the godlike Mumut-Sader. After the defeat of this mighty Troll King, Denisa became known to the world. At the same time, the Rastobiska Divine Sword Style disappeared. Marchetta said that the Rastobiska's Divine Sword Style was created by Denisa, who was naturally gifted, and ordinary people cannot learn this style even with any amount of training. This sword style was then considered lost, but in the 224th year of the new holy calendar, a new shadow gladiator appeared at the newly opened arena and claimed to be the descendant of Denisa. This was Jarmil Bergalser. Jarmil proudly declared the rebirth of the Rastobiska Divine Sword Style after winning the game with overwhelming power. However, Jarmil's strength remained within the humanoid realm and did not reproduce the legendary powers of Denisa that could cut off rivers and defeat gods. Due to the cold reactions from the people and the hardships of being recognized by ordinary people, as Marchetta wrote, he stopped calling himself a descendant. Instead, he focused on the sword mastery and art in how to captivate an audience. Using this knowledge, he founded Bernard's School of Heroes, the Divine Sword Style. Okay, so essentially what happens was Denisa was a super powerful superhuman with a sword style that nobody could recreate. She disappeared. Nobody was able to learn her school. And so this new guy, Jarmil, came back saying that he had reproduced her techniques. However, his techniques were a mere imitation of Denisa. It was still reproducible by humanoid means. It did not exceed a god's level. And so people were like, oh, this guy's nothing. This is just an average guy just using the same moves. This is very different from that other school earlier we saw that was essentially just LARPing that became real. What's with this strange treatment? Alright, let's get started here. This school does have its equipment. School equipments, copy that. This is large sword of sealed god, flaming sword of sealed god, silver kimono of sealed god, heavens eagle armor of sealed god. What are these long names? Page 35 and 36. Oh, these are long names. Okay, let's just copy them over first and then we'll revise them. I dance like a butterfly, invites even the gods to dream. Divine sword style secret technique. Butterfly shining dance. This is so Junibyo. Junibyo. Date this. Ah, darn it. My dance like a butterfly invites even the gods to dream. Divine sword style secret technique. Butterfly shining dance. Such a long name. Haunting strike. And requires a two-handed melee weapon. Assuming it's one melee attack, one melee attack. Taunt an enemy, the frenzy gauge. We'll have to update that later. Will increase if you continue to succeed, but the damage received from the target will also cumulatively increase. That is a long description. Oh, excuse me. Oh. It also has an upper level too. Oh. Split cell into 1, 2. Let's Taunting Strike 2 as a variant. I'm just going to shorten this name. I'm not going to write the entire thing. Not in there. This secret has the same effect as Taunting Strike 1. Effect as Taunting Strike 1. But does not reduce the damage. But does not reduce the user's damage. If this secret it's a target in arena combat. If the user continues to succeed, the gauge will continue to decrease each time. However, if the attack fails or the secret was used by effect didn't trigger. What? Frenzy gauge will not. This translation. However, if the attack fails or the secret was used but the effect didn't trigger, the frenzy gauge will not increase until the number of consecutive successes exceeds the previous time it was used in the same combat. For example, if the user succeeded twice in a row, their frenzy gauge is +2 in total. After it was interrupted once, if the user wants to raise their frenzy gauge with this secret, they will need to succeed at least 3 times in a row. And from the 3rd time, it will finally be increased by +1. We can rephrase that. If the target taunted by this attacks the user, their extra damage will increase by the number of times in a row the user succeeded. This effect, unlike frenzy gauge, is always in effect, even if the user's frenzy gauge hasn't increased. This effect also occurs in combat outside arenas. The secret also works on characters we should put this to the top, and affects characters with 18 intelligence or an intellect of high. This needs to be rephrased after I look at Frenzy. Need another one underneath this. I dance like a butterfly and invites even the gods to dream. Version 2. Verse 30. The target of the taunt is the same as Taunting Strike 2. What's the difference? When the upper secret is used, effects of Taunting Strike 2 is applied instead. Used target sees the penalties from effects and penalties from Taunting Strike 2. Change that. Same effects. Same effect as Taunting Strike 1. Affects characters with 18 intelligence or intellect of high, but does not reduce the user's damage. Will affect characters with 18 intelligence or intellect of high, and does not but will affect characters with 18 and does not reduce the user's damage. Okay. In the upper secret is used, the target receives effects and penalties from Taunting Strike 2. I think that's about it. I'll have to update the frenzy gauge after I review it later. Oh, the next one also has a long name. It's got 3 levels as well. Okay, this one. Alright, here we go. Let's remove this highlighting first. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, this long name. My dance is like water, shedding everything in its way without a stop. Divine sword style secret technique. Red water dance. Can I put all that language into the description instead? This is so troll, having such a long name. $30 and $50 reputation. This is Power Strike variant. Does not require any prerequisite. Whereas it requires this prerequisite. This one version 2. Long name. A very long name. Extra damage +6 instead of +4. Evasion -3, frenzy gauge +1 only once. Oh, thank goodness the name is short and the effect is short. Increases the user's melee damage by 6 points. Strike. 6 points. Evasion. That's a risk. Evasion -3. And check. -3. As a risk, the user's evasion. User receives a -3 penalty to their evasion check until the start of their next turn. In arena combats, highlight that for later. The secret adds a +1 to frenzy gauge when you deal at least 1 damage with this feat, which is honestly not going to be hard with that level of power increase. This effect can only trigger once per battle. Okay. And then update this. +14 instead of 12, and then +22 instead of 20. 6, 14, 22 points. Okay. Oh, well, that's it actually. That's all. I am going to take this quote and move it into the effect instead. It's taking up too much space. Sword style, secret technique, red water dance. I'm gonna put the full name down there instead. It's taking up way too much space. Go. Damn it. Doesn't look pretty, but there we go. There we go. I think that's good. Maybe I'll change this to a different heading type. Let's leave it like that. Oh, one more for this. Oh. Why is this one taking so much longer? Because there's so many unique abilities and feats. This one has... Oh, okay. Maybe not as many. Not this one. This one is... Oh, it's not a long name. Divine. Sword style. The most secret technique. Absolute divine storm dance. My dance, like a falling flower, leads even the gods to destruction. This is one of the most Chunibyo schools in this game so far that I've seen. Our replication cost of 30 instead. 2 basic feats. Sorry, secret variant actually uses 2 feats as the basic type. It's prerequisite. Oh, Battle Master Ore. Or ever changing. Requires a 2-handed melee weapon. Well, this also requires a 2-handed. Alright, what's with this stupid long text? Adds frenzy gauge points to accuracy. Extra damage is also increased by 12 plus A. When using the secret, you cannot use basic feats. Let's rewrite this. Power strike. Strike 1. And taunt. And strike 1. 2, Counter-Strike 1, and variants of those feats cannot be used at the same time as this secret. This secret is best used in arenas and has no meaning in combat outside of them. The user arouses audience and makes an exciting attack. This secret can only be used when your so many typos here. Your frenzy gauge is positive. The user receives a bonus of their frenzy gauge to their accuracy, and on hit, their attack damage increases by 12 plus the frenzy gauge. If the user has allies with them in the arena as a team, divide frenzy gauge points by the number of allies rounded up. This secret fuels the audience and your ability to defeat your opponents. Therefore, if the user does not defeat an opponent after this attack, audience excitement will cool down. The frenzy gauge will decrease by 4 points, minimum 0. In addition, if this attack misses, deals no damage to the opponent or other pitiful behavior or any other pitiful behavior is performed, the user's frenzy gauge is set to 0. Oh, no wonder there's such a long name. It's because you're trying to excite the audience, so you shout out this stupid, crazy name. Oh, okay, I'm going to come back to this. Wait, there's top secret to this? Are you serious? Really? There's an upper level? One and 2. Costs 50. Split the cell. Split the cell. Power strike 3. There's only so much space I have there. Okay. When I'm not going to repeat the entire name. When the upper secret. Is upper secret even a thing? In 2.5? Let me double check here. Yes, upper secret is the name. No secret is used. The damage bonus is increased to, where did I write, 20 plus frenzy gauge. I think that's it. We're gonna, I'm not gonna go over this right now. We're going to go jump to the next one. The very last school in this book update. Something normal, hopefully. Forest Bowgunners. It doesn't really have an image. That's no fun. This school wasn't supposed to have that many, but why is it taking so much time? It's this darn frenzy gauge. Those super long descriptions that needs to be rewritten. Alright, forest blowgunners. There are several forests in the Degnia region. Among the hunters who live in such a forest, some weirdos use the blowguns. A blowgun is a special shooting weapon that fires with special arrows from a long, hollow tube that can reach from 1 meter to 2 meters in length. Blowgunners need to blow air to shoot. Although this weapon has inferior range and power, its long tube helps with stable aiming. It's easier to carry and maintain than a bow, and it's quiet, making it suitable for hunting animals through the forest. This is why this primitive weapon has survived through these ages. Players can contact these hunters and learn how to, these characters can contact these hunters and learn how to use blowguns. Unlike Introduction to General Schools, contacting them does not require any reputation. However, some respect and reputation are needed to acquire their secrets and techniques. Familiarity with crossbow and guns, which have a similar structure, can help characters learn how to handle blowguns. Okay. So this one doesn't require any reputation. 0 reputation. Alternative initiation requirements. Respect and patient with bowgun hunters. Zero reputation, alternative initiation requirements. No, just delete that. Delete this. Respect with blowgun hunters. Delete that. Alright, what things? Yeah, you of course have a blowgun. Blowgun darts. Equipment. It's not school equipment. Are they not a school item? Blowguns. Yeah, they're not school equipment. Equipment. Blowguns, page 36. It has this new special category. Interesting. thankfully they have normal feats. Nothing like the stupid frenzy technique. Blowgun proficiency A. Oh, that's simple. 20. Passive, I'd say. Passive type. Sit. Jeez, it requires additional weapon proficiencies. That kind of sucks. Limit is with a blowgun. The user may equip a rank blowguns. No risk, no application. There, that's all I need. This is not a secret that the school teaches, but by foreigners who are already well educated and knows about blowguns. The user may equip and use A-rank blowguns as if they had learned weapon proficiency A blowgun. And when a blowgun is equipped, the user additionally, let's just copy the language from weapon proficiency. And gain the effects of +1 damage with blowguns. I think that's about all we need. Users may equip an A rank and use A rank blowguns as if they had learned weapon proficiency A blowgun. This includes the +1 damage to blowguns. The user would the master would have received from learning weapon proficiency A blowgun. Okay, that's all that's needed. Copy, paste, S. That requires 30 reputation. Split this. 1 and 2. That requires S. And blowgun. The upper secret allows the user to equip and use S-rank blowguns as if they learned weapon proficiency S. This includes the +2, although +3 damage blowguns. There we go. Oh, it only has 2 secrets. One more normal looking stat block. It's one blowgun dodge. Any reputation. Is this a passive type? Oh no, it's unique declare type. Requires Archer's Grace. Requires a blowgun. Use 10 seconds 1 round application. Evasion +1 from melee attacks. This secret uses blowguns to drive off opponent's attacks, off the opponent's attack, or to heal. Using this secret will give the user a bonus on evasion checks, a +1 bonus on evasion checks against melee attacks for the next 10 seconds. The secret has no effect unless a blowgun is equipped. That's quite simple. Unique declared type though is kind of, or is it a passive? It's gotta be a passive. Archer's Grace is a passive, so this has to be a passive. Passive type only works while you're equipped with a blowgun. That's it. Oh, we're finally done. Let me save this. Ugh. I wanted to finish off Nostalgia here. There's only 3 in there that would need to be updated. But it's getting late. We'll have to finish up and close up here. I'll have to review the Nostalgia, Kelja, and the Frenzy abilities from Arena Battles for the updates here later on my own time. But that's it. We managed to go through, let's see here, from Dagnia. Let me move this blowgun to the bottom. From the natural history of Dagnia, we went through the Exorcist martial arts of punishing death, the Dalbin downward flow combat style, the architectural community of Fort Wernkunst, the essence of Born's excelling in swiftness, Barnard's School of Heroes divine sword style, and also the Forest Blowgunners. And so that is where we will end off tonight. Thank you for sticking around. If you dropped in to take a look at what we were doing in here, this was just a working stream. It might have been the last one for updating all of Sword World 2.0's Feats. And so, my name is Kuovadis. I'll be your guide and concierge another night. With that, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, and evening. Make sure to get some water because I most definitely have not been drinking enough tonight. Have a good time. Take care.